I want to preface this video by saying I was completely wrong with my initial thoughts on the Scorpio Cup. I thought that pace chasers would be the meta since shooting for victory is a really strong acceleration for the CM. This has been proven wrong since the introduction of triple front strategy or runway Suzuka plus two front or whatever you want to call it. This strategy is absolutely disgusting and is the highest win rate team and will be for the Scorpio Cup from my testings. If I can sum up the meta for this EM is if you don't have Runway Suzuka like me, sucks to be you, but you will just lose most of the time when you face one. The idea why Runway Suzuka is so broken is that when this Runway Suzuka runs solo and no one else is running her, she just straight up auto win the race for you. She has access to angling and skimming, which is the strongest acceleration in the game for the CM. And mind you, her unique and angling and skimming will always activate because she will always be in the first position no matter what, because your runner has a runaway. And not only that, surprise surprise, she also have unrestrained, which acts like on your left, head on, or a gambling acceleration skills on the front runner. So, if you proc angling and skimming and restrain, GG, you just win. She also have left-handed and concentration on her kit. What can I say? She is just purely designed to crush this Scorpio Cup. Now, there is only one way to counter this runway Suzuka. Yes, you just need to run your own runway A Suzuka, so they both proc the spot struggle and die because they do not have enough stamina. Okay, that's enough talking about Suzuka. What also makes the triple front strategy really strong is that this strategy just denies all the page chasers. Yes, your shooting for victory will never activate. Since first to the third place will always be occupied by the front runners, it only leaves the fourth position to the page chasers. And all of the page chasers in the lobby need to fight for their life to secure this position. Okay, that doesn't seem too bad, right? Well, no. If your last opponent runs even one other front runner, let's say they just run a runway Suzuka Ace as well to win, your pace chaser will never see the light of the day. And what's even worse is that shooting for victory have delayed activation from the start of the late race. So late surger that procs palm iron and their gambling acceleration skill can just take over your fourth position and push you even further back, leaving you to never activate your shooting for victory. It's also really funny to the point where I see people was running three front, but one of the front was running a Taiki shuttle just so she have a chance of being on the third position and proxy shooting for victory. And I do believe myself this has a higher shooting for victory activation rate than if you just run a Taiki as a base chaser. Not only that, triple front is also really strong with all the front runner mechanics boosting their leads. The strongest setup will be Runaway Suzuka, OG Maruzensky plus one other front runner, or even Taiki Shuttle as a front. The other front runner is basically a sacrificial pawn to help your OG Maru win. This could be Same Sky or even Daiwa Scarlet, which I think will perform better because of her unique. Ojimaru has access to Redshift, which will last as soon as the spark hit. You can also inherit shooting for victory on her, assuming that she fall a bit back on the third place, since your Suzuka will always be on the first position, and second and the third position will be your Ojimaru and your other frontrunner fighting for the position. This way, even without angling and scheming, your Ojimaru can win the race. And yes, Ojimaru is stronger than Summer Maruzensky. With Summer Maruzensky, the way to play her is you actually need to inherit angling and scheming instead of shooting for victory, because you are playing so that she can steal the first place with her middle like unique, or else she will just not catch up with only shooting for victory. One more thing regarding this, I also think stamina debuffer strategy like Nice Nature is not that real anymore. Since people are just running triple fronts, they will go too further ahead from the pack and just dodge your debuff. I will say that stamina debuff is weaker in the CM just due to this fact. Aside from the fact that I just hate overstamming on my Umas, and also, can we just kill the whole stamina debuffing thing and let our Uma do their best potential of running all speed skills and make the game more interesting? Anyways, jokes aside, if you want to run a stamina debuffer, then go ahead. I just think it's not that strong. Even on rooms, I don't really see a lot of nice nature debuffers, so they might not even appear as slot as you think in the actual CM. But take this with a grain of salt, of course, because anything could happen in the actual CM. Let's go on to the actual scrim footage as I want to discuss the scenario in depth that will happen in the CM itself. For context, I'm running three Pace Chasers. It's Marzensky, Tachyon, and TM Opera O. The stats and the skills are as follows. The Marzensky is still work in progress, but I thought it was okay to bring it on the actual field testing. The first showcase will be a showcase of how ridiculously strong Runway Suzuka is if she's the only runaway. As you can see, this is your normal average room with one runway Suzuka, another front runner, and the rest are the pace chasers and late surgers. As we can see here, my pace chasers are all proccing their shooting for victory and redshift, and even with that, it could still not even catch up to the runway Suzuka. Here is the stats line of the Suzuka. This Suzuka is really strong Suzuka, and if you can build one Suzuka like this, then you'll definitely win the race. Here is another showcase of what I mean by the triple front denying pace chasers. As you can see, this lobby is very front heavy, and I will show you how bad it is. These kinds of lobbies are for pace chaser. As you can see, even with all those porking of middle leg skills, my pace chaser are stuck in like 7, 8, and 9 position because they couldn't keep up with the front runners. And this is really bad for the pace chasers because they will never activate the shooting for victory. I want to show you what will happen in the rooms if there are at least two runway Suzukas, as I'm pretty sure this will also happen pretty often. Or simply, you also want to build your runway a Suzuka to deny the other runway Suzuka. I believe this footage will just convince you. As we can see in the room, there is two runway Suzuka, one OG front Marusensky, and the rest are Taiki Shuttle and Pace Chasers. As we can see, both of the Suzuka are spot struggling here, and one of the Suzuka just got outstamp here. Finally, the other Suzuka also outstamp here, so both of the Suzuka just automatically dies. So, you might be asking me now, is Space Chaser really dead? I'll say, not really. It's just not as strong as I expected it will perform. Here is a showcase of my Space Chasers winning the room against Runway Silent Suzuka, although these rooms are really close. Just keep in mind that in this showcase, my Space Chasers are all proccing their speed skills, unique skills, and acceleration skills all at the correct timing, as this is needed to win against a runaway Suzuka. As you can see, the end result of the race was really close with the runway Suzuka. Also, the stats of a Suzuka for reference, it is definitely not a bad Suzuka by any means. Here is another showcase of my base chasers winning again a runway Suzuka. In this showcase, the lobby was also a really front heavy meta. As you can see, all my pace chasers were pushed back to the 5th and above position. Luckily, my TM Opera O proc all her speed skills and unique skill at the correct timing, and she can take away all the frontrunner and even run away Suzuka. I want to talk about how I will change my strategy to adapt to this 3 frontrunner madness. I'm thinking of changing my pace-centric team from running 3 pace, which I initially thought would be the best in hope of hitting shooting for victory, into 1 pace and 2 late surger. I think I will keep using my TM Opera O simply because I like her unique and she has very strong speed skills on the mid game. The other two will be a late surger with acceleration unique. It's probably going to be Major Ryan and Dober, which I'm planning to pull. The plan is really simple. Just hit the 6th position for pump and hit into the 5th position with your redshift inherit, and you can just win the game. I actually think that late surger will be stronger than Pace Chaser in this meta due to how strong the triple front strategy is. Simply due to the fact that people are running so much front that it's pushing your Umas to the back. Assuming that I run pace late, and there is another guy running triple front, all my Umas will be positioned from the 4th to the 9th position. This will give me a higher chance to win because one of my late surger will definitely be on the 6th position. Now, in the worst case scenario that I meet two triple front on both of my enemies, Like this example of me running pace chasers, and I'm forced to go 7, 8, 9 on my Umas, stacking up some middle leg skills would help one of my late surger to snatch the 6th position, allowing me to simply win instead of just auto losing because I will basically never ever proc my shooting for victory. I also think the second strongest strat behind the triple front is actually your Oshi plus 2 Dominator. With this strat, you get to make your Oshi win and happy, and have a pretty high win rate of course, and actually win the CM itself. It is really strong because the 2 Dominator will always be Rudolph plus Garrus Wonder. And guess what? They are late surgers. You give Pump and Redshift to them, and they have an actual chance of winning as well with your Oshi. And Dominator just being Dominator actually will boost your Oshi win rate by a lot. You could even go to the extreme measure of just going full Gumba with 3 late Surger, and you do not care at all about the room distribution. With this strategy, no matter what the room distribution is, one of your late Surger will hit the 6th position for pump. Since they are front loading the lobbies, assuming the worst case scenario where your Uma will be pushed down to the 7, 8, 9 position, they only need to proc a little bit of speed skill to catch up to the frontrunner or pace chasers and secure the 6th position. I think this strategy is really self-explanatory. Running late surger will probably be your best bet at countering this triple front heavy meta. I hope this helps the people out there who don't have Runaway Suzuka like me and want to increase their win rate percentage for the next CM if you don't have Runaway Suzuka to block the other Runaway Suzuka or just running the best strategy which is the triple front meta. This might be a little bit different from the videos I usually make. It is a bit of a ramble of the meta because I just keep losing on my practice rooms, so it is some informations on the CM that I would like to share with you guys to help you guys win. One last thing is if you don't have Runway Suzuka, it's still best to stay away from running front runners because you simply just cannot win. I hate how the game forces you to running other styles if you don't have a Runway Suzuka. But yeah, your best bet will be something like one pace, two late surgers, or even three late surgers with how people are pushing this triple frontrunner meta. Anyways, thanks for watching guys. I'm not sure if you guys like this kind of video where I give more of my thought on the CM meta as the room testing progresses. If you guys like it, I can probably make it more as well for the future CMs, but that's it for now and I'll catch you guys in the next one.